Now, as we mentioned, the breaking news this morning, New Mexico House Speaker Ben Lujan sadly has died.
Yes, his office tells us that the speaker passed away last night during a short stay at the Christus St. Vincent Hospital that's in Santa Fe. His wife Carmen and his children, including Congressman Ben Ray Lujan, were at his side. Lujan was a member of the House since 1975 and served as Majority Whip, Majority Floor Leader, as well as House Speaker. On opening day of the 2012 legislative session, he announced that he was not going to seek re-election and disclosed that he had stage 4 lung cancer. Funeral arrangements are pending. He was 77 years old. Of course, we will continue to follow the developments regarding his death and as well have more about his life through the morning and through the rest of the day.
Yeah, particularly coming up in about a half hour. Now, as we mentioned, the other big story of the day, this is the winter storm. There are already some schools that are closed and delayed. You're going to see those running on the bottom of your screen. It includes Gallup, McKinley County schools. They are on a 2-hour delay, and pretty much every minute we're getting in a new school delay or closing for you.
Yeah, and you need to know that most of the northern part of the state is under a winter storm warning. So let's go back to meteorologist Nancy Burgeon, who has a closer look at the storm, where it's going, and how long it's going to stick around. Nancy.
Alrighty, well today, snow showers definitely a huge possibility, in fact likely for the northwestern parts of the state. We do have not only winter warnings in effect, but wind warnings for the majority of the state. In fact, the wind warnings cover more of the state than the winter stuff out there, and that's because our gusts this afternoon could be hitting 60, even 70 miles per hour at times. So it's going to be a little uncomfortable today, especially as far as wind chills go. Temperatures only in the 30s for many of us this morning. Alamosa checking in about 29 degrees, 39 here in Albuquerque, and I'll tell you, these temperatures are going to continue to drop heading into the rest of the day as our storm system moves off to the northeast. It's going to drag through a cold front, drop those temperatures, and we're going to see lots of wind. So more details on all of this is coming up, as well as a closer look at your radar in just a few minutes.
Sounds good. In the meantime, stay tuned to News 13 for the very latest on the winter weather. You can also find the latest on the school closings scrolling at the bottom of your screen, and the weather conditions on our website. Also, just head to krqe.com.
Right, in other news for you this morning, it looks like I-25 in Albuquerque is back open right now after a deadly crash last night.
Police say around midnight, a car was going north on I-25 near San Mateo when it somehow rolled over and killed one person. Investigators haven't said who died or what caused the crash. One of Albuquerque's police officers is on the other side of the law this morning.
Yes, he just got out of jail after being arrested, accused of stealing from another police officer, and that could be just the tip of the iceberg here. Daniel Burge right here on paid suspension right now after investigators say he broke into another police officer's apartment that was in Rio Rancho and stole a TV almost a year ago. Well, police say they found that TV in Burge's home earlier this month. Now, on top of that, our sources tell us that Burge is involved in an illegal steroid ring. In fact, the police chief tells us there has been some information on that, and the FBI is investigating, but the chief is not saying what officers could be involved here.
If we can determine, again, that steroids were used or possessed improperly or illegally by any member of the department, obviously it would face additional discipline.
The chief says investigators do not have enough evidence to test any officers for steroids right now, and that they did not find any drugs in Officer Burge's home. And because of that terrible school shooting in Newtown, Connecticut, gun sales are skyrocketing, and not just all around the country, but here in New Mexico too. On Saturday, that was the day after the shooting, the Los Ranchos Gun and Tackle Shop sold far more guns than it usually does.
And then yesterday, it just went insane. And our sales were probably up well over 300%.
Jerry Ellenberger there says a lot of people are asking about these. They're semi-automatic rifles, basically assault rifles like the one that Adam Lanza there had used at Sandy Hook Elementary.
Santa Fe police are looking for a drug-seeking bandit who pulled a gun on a pharmacist. They say this man walked into the Wiley Chemist Pharmacy on Hospital Drive Monday, showed a gun and demanded oxycodone. Take a good look. Now the pharmacist, listen to this, he says he pulled his own gun to help protect himself and his staff. The bandit then took off. Also in Santa Fe, police dashcam video captures an out-of-control driver. Check this out. Santa Fe police say they tried to stop 41-year-old Antonia Alvarez near St. Michael's and Cerrillos Road late Friday. But apparently she took off, crossing into oncoming traffic, then onto I-25. And when officers set up spike strips. The first time around, they say she just ran right through them and kept going. The second time, however, they took out her tires. They say Alvarez then ditched the car and took off running. Boy, she was not going to be giving up. But police ended up catching up to her in a nearby yard. They say that they found drugs and drug paraphernalia in the car. She now faces 20 new charges.
Well, the hunt is still on right now for the man who caused a long SWAT standoff on Monday in Northeast Albuquerque and almost hit a police officer with a car he stole he was using to speed away. Police now confirm that it was this man, Chris Sosa, behind the wheel, and they still think he's in the Albuquerque area. They say he broke into a home near Wantabo and Candelaria Monday afternoon, stole a car from the garage, sped off, drove up on the sidewalk, and that's when he almost ran over a police officer. Well, another officer shot at Sosa's car, but did not hit him physically. Police say they could not stop Sosa because their go-to armored vehicle that was supposed to go up and block the driveway in the garage didn't go. It stalled. They also say after Sosa almost hit the officer, they backed off to make sure that no one got hurt. If you know where Chris Sosa is, police would like to hear from you.